Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nopriyadi Saputra from Bina Nusantara. Would like to present our paper with the title Generational Psychology in Digital Branding, a comparative study of FOFO and FOSI in pre-digital versus digital consumer. Introduction. The study introduces a fear of other people's opinion and fear of social isolation as psychological construct intensified by the digital communication, especially on social media. FOFO and POSI manifest differently across the generation. Digital generation consumer face the heightened visibility and fear comparison online, while pre-digital consumer experience social pressure through traditional social norm. Brands like Louis Vuitton use the Popo and Posy strategically by offering limited edition product to trigger FOFO and hosting exclusive event to elevate FOSI, especially appealing the status conscious customer in Indonesia. Research gap. Despite growing of use Popo and Posy in the marketing psychology, there's limited empirical research comparing the impact across the generation cohort in Southeast Asia. This study aimed to examine how Popo and Posy influence luxury purchase behavior among pre-digital and digital consumers in the Greater Jakarta region using a generational comparative approach. This research bridges the theoretical insight and practical branding strategy by linking the generational psychology to digital consumer behavior, helping the brand tailor marketing to diverse audiences. Literature review. Louis Vuitton is not merely a luxury product but a symbol of social class. Consumers purchase Louis Vuitton to signal their social status. Popo and Posy are the psychological response to social pleasure, increasingly prevalent in digital consumer behavior due to the media exposure and peer comparison. The study tried to use a four theory of planned behavior, social comparison theory, social essence theory, and social identity theory for elaborate the relationship comparative for the comparative study. Young generation, Gen Y and Gen Z, engage heavily with the social media, using luxury brand to signal identity belong to the digital expression like post, story, and engagement. Meanwhile, the older consumer, baby boomer or Gen Z and Gen X, are influenced by more by face-to-face interaction and traditional social norm relying on the real-world engagement to establish social standing. Based on the theoretical review, this study have two hypotheses. Hypothesis 1, there is a significant difference in POPO level between free digital and digital consumer. And 2, there is a significant difference in POSI level between pre-digital and digital consumer. Material and method. This study used a quantitative research approach designed and using a structured questionnaire to measure Popo and POSI construct to Likert scale items. The proposed sample with the key criteria being year of birth to distinguish between the pre-digital and pre-digital consumer and digital consumer. We use a man-white U as the non-parametric test to determine the significant difference between the two groups in Popo and POSI level. Measurement all item of Popo has a comba alpha more than 0.9 in both generational group. All item of POSI also have a comba alpha more than 0.87. Validity score for both construct were high across the item and groups. Sample profile consists of 104 respondents, with the majority living in Greater Jakarta and over 6% owning Louis Vuitton product, Gen Z 59% and Gen X 34%, with a nearly even gender split. Here the profile of the respondent. Here are the results of validity and reliability analysis on the POPO items and policy items. All the validity apa more than 0.9 and reliability more than 0.9 for false POPO and more than 0.87 for the policy. Here the result of the men with knee test. We can see here that the men with knee U test have a significant difference among a POPO and POSI of the pre-digital and digital consumer. The difference we can see here on the plot, the visualization of data of the POPO by consumer group and POSI by the consumer good, digital and pre-digital. We have a significantly different visualized. Conclusion: using the main Whitney use test, the study found a significant difference in FOFO and FOSI level between pre-digital and digital consumer. Pre-digital consumers show higher score in POPO as well as POSI, contrary to popular belief that older generation, baby boomer and Gen I, display a greater psychology sensitivity to social validity, OVO, and fear of exclusion of POSI than the younger digital native group. The results support and expand the application of behavior theory. Theory planned behavior confirm that social norms strongly influence the older consumer. Social change theory so both generations are subject to social comparison through via different platforms. Social identity theory emphasizes the role of brand affiliation in managing identity of a group belonging. Luxury brand should target pre-digital consumer with message focus on the legacy, exclusivity, and practice, as well as to engage the digital consumer with the community-driven interactive content with the platform like TikTok and Instagram. Thank you.